don't remember now how we got into the subject, but one day,
the palms of the black hands before were much lighter than the rest of their bodies, because only few centuries ago, they walked around on all fours like wild animals so their palms weren't exposed to the sun, which made the rest of their bodies darker and darker.
I thought of this when Padre Cristiano told us after catechism that we were absolutely hopeless.
Blacks were better than us because they always went about their hands folded together, praying in secret.
I thought this was so funny, this thing of the black hands being so lighter, that you should see me now. I don't let go of anyone, whoever they are, until they tell me why they think that the palms of the black hands are lighter. Doña Dores, for instance, told me God made their hands lighter like that so they wouldn't dirty the food that they made for their masters or anything else that they were ordered to do that had kept quite clean. But Senor Antunes, the Coca-Cola man who only comes to the village now and again when all the cokes in the cantina had been sold, said to me that everything I had been told was a lot of baloney. Of course, I don't know if it was really, but he assured me it was. After I said yes, all right, it was baloney. Then he told me what he knew about his things of the black hands.
Long ago, many years ago, God our Lord Jesus Christ, the Virgin Mary, Saint Peter, and many other saints had a meeting and decided to make blacks. They got hold of some clay and pressed it into some second-hand molds and baked them of the creatures. Because they were in a hurry and there was no room next to the fire, they hung them in the chimneys. Smoke, 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 but their hands are the only one that stayed white because their hands were tied.
When he told me this, Senor Antunes and the other men who were around us were very pleased and then all burst out laughing. That very same day, Senor Frias called me after Senor Antunes had gone away and told me everything I had heard from them had been just pack of lies. Really and truly, what he knew about the black hands was right.
God finished making men and told them to bathe in a lake in heaven. The blacks was bathed very early in the morning, and at this hour, the water in the lake was really cold, so they only washed their hands and the soles of their feet.
But I read in a book that happened to mention it, that the black hands are lighter like this, because they spent their lives bent over, gathering the white cottons of Virginia, and I don't know where else. Of course, Doña Estefania didn't agree when I told her this. According to her, it's only because their hands became bleached with all that washing. Well, I don't know what to think about all this, but the truth is that no matter how callous and cracked they may be, a black hands are always lighter than all the rest of him. And that's that. My mother is the only one who must be right about this question of a black hands being lighter than the rest of his body. On the day that we are talking about it, I was telling her what I know about the question, and she just couldn't stop laughing. What I thought was strange was that she didn't tell me at once what she thought about all this, and she only answered me when she was sure that I wouldn't get tired of bothering her about it. And even then, she was crying and clutching herself around the stomach who had laughed so much that it was quite unbearable. What she said was more or less this.
God made blacks because they had to be. They had to be, my son. He thought they really had to be. Afterwards, he regretted having made them because other men laughed at them and took them off to their homes and put them to serve as slaves or much better. But because he couldn't make them all be white, for those who were used to seeing blacks would complain, he made it so that the palms would exactly like the palms of other men. And do you know why that was? Of course you don't know, and it's not surprising because many people don't know. Well, listen. It was to show that what men do is only the work of men. That what men do is done by hands that are the same hands of people who, if they had any sense, would know that, before anything else, they are men. He must be thinking of this when he made the hands of the blacks be the same as the hands of those men who think that they are not black.
After telling me all this, my mother kissed my hands as I ran up into the yard to play ball. I thought that I had never seen a person cry so much when nobody had hit them.